and welcome to Gather for Goodwin's Happy Hour. I'm Sydney, and I'm the chair of Goodwin's Student Parent Advisory Board. I want to take a moment to thank this evening's lead happy hour sponsor, Capital One Cafe. For the last 3 years, Capital One Cafe has supported our Joyful Giving event. And this year, they have come on board as a year-round sponsor and content partner for our new Student Parent Focus Career Kit that we're launching this fall. We appreciate Capital One Cafe's ongoing commitment to our families. We are going to get started here in a few minutes, and in the meantime, here's a video about what Capital One Cafe is all about.
This place is a community space.
Some people come to hang out or need to charge up your phone.
People study,
work remotely.
Movie nights, trivia nights.
You are always welcome into the cafe space.
You do not have to be a customer to come into any of our cafes.
anybody can come in here.
Talk with us, chat with us.
We really are just here to help. It's kind of a cross in between business and still having fun.
Cool thing is, no sales here.
We want you to feel comfortable, so no selling. Relax, chill,
socialize with us.
We're definitely here for the community.
We really think of ourselves as educators.
If you have banking questions, we can answer. If you just want to chill and have coffee, you can do that too.
It's a bank with a coffee shop.
It's both.
You know, you can just come in, order what you want.
Our Wi-Fi does not have a password.
Just click on the Wi-Fi button.
Whoop, whoop. We can guide you through the mobile app, Capital One website.
Banking is changing.
Getting customers to feel more confident about banking digitally at their own pace.
We can teach people how to be self-sufficient.
Welcoming.
Inclusive.
Community.
Diversity.
Very friendly.
Stress-free.
Refreshing.
I think everything's pretty straightforward here.
This has been great.
Well, good evening. Here we are. So we meet again online. Sure, a lot has happened since we got together a year ago. Angela, I think this was the longest year on record. Can you verify?
It certainly has felt that way, but hopefully tonight you'll just feel all inspired and set that aside for a while.
Exactly. For those of you who are new to Goodwin and this fall event, welcome. It is so wonderful to meet you. My name is Fred Northup Jr., and I will be your co-host this evening.
Yes, and I'm Angela Poe Russell. I'll also be your co-host as we gather for Goodwin together. Over the next hour, you will become game changers. You will help local families access educational opportunities. You will support parents who want to build financial stability. And by being here for families tonight, you will build brighter futures for this generation and for generations to come.
Absolutely. You know, for Goodwin's families, what you're about to do during this happy hour is positively life-changing. That's absolutely true. Together, during this very happy hour, we're going to change lives. So when you donate tonight, you are making two things possible. You're making quality childcare and preschool more accessible, consistent, and affordable for parents. And then by doing that, you are providing the opportunity for parents to get their college degree. And for Goodwin's families, that college degree changes lives. It changes lives for the parent, but also for the entire family. After all, a college degree is still one of the surest ways of increasing earning potential for a family. But sadly, the rising cost of childcare is the largest barrier for parents who are trying to get ahead and provide for their families. But that is where Goodwin's Family Connections program steps in to fill the need and the gap.
Yeah, and let's talk about that need, because preschool for a child under 5 costs more than in-state college tuition. Think about that. And childcare for an infant is more expensive than housing. And as parents cobble together scholarships, grants, and loans to pay for their college tuition, they now have to do the same for their children's care as they attend school. Goodwin's Family Connections program meets student parents where they are at in their college journeys. For some, that's supporting them as they start college and walking alongside them through graduation day, becoming that extension of their support system. And for others, it may be helping them cross the finish line as they complete their last few quarters and launch their career. Here's Goodwin's Executive Director, Maggie Skinner, to tell you more about the issues facing student parents and how Goodwin's Family Connections program offers solutions for local families.
Good evening and a good happy hour to you. I'm Maggie Skinner, Executive Director of Goodwin Connections. This evening, we'll take a look into the lives of our student parents and share their everyday victories and their extraordinary life triumphs. Your support means so much to our parents, and tonight you can help them get even closer to graduation day. Here's the situation. For parents who work minimum wage jobs, it just isn't enough. A single mom must make nearly $40 an hour to support 2 kids, rent a 2-bedroom apartment, and keep food on the table. Even working 2 full-time minimum wage jobs won't get her there. Housing prices are 60% higher in our region than the national average. They're so high that families are moving outside of Seattle to find more affordable housing. But what they're also encountering when they move are childcare deserts. There are just fewer childcare, preschool, and aftercare options outside of Seattle. What our Family Connections program offers by making childcare more accessible, consistent, and affordable is an equitable solution for families who want to get ahead, an opportunity to get their college degree, and ultimately land a career that pays a livable wage. More than 1 in 5 college students are parenting, and that ratio can be even higher on community college campuses. We are laser focused on reaching these parents because we know that our program works. Our student parents averaged a 3.67 cumulative GPA last year, and 96% of our student parents successfully completed their quarters. Keep in mind, this was during a worldwide pandemic. What we also discovered during the pandemic is that our student parents need more personalized supports in addition to childcare to keep them on track and to be successful after they leave our program, specifically in the areas of basic needs, technology, and career development opportunities. As we continue to help families move through the pandemic, our goal is to support more families in a more holistic way, truly meeting student parents where they're at in their educational journey and helping them get to where they want to go in their careers. Our graduates will soon help to fill our state's need for nurses, respiratory therapists, dental hygienists, mental health professionals, tech workers, teachers, engineers, and scientists. The pandemic opened people's eyes to the fact that we cannot go it alone, and it's more important than ever to search out supports and connections with others. Last month, Goodwin Connections convened an online gathering of community-based nonprofits, local colleges and universities, and government agencies. We did this to learn from each other and to move forward together as we all support student parents in our community. We plan to make this a regular meetup to stay connected and so that we're all aware of where the funding gaps lie, so that we can help fill the need most efficiently and effectively. This fall, we'll be launching our new Student Parent Career Kit. This kit is tailored to the specific needs of student parents as they prepare for entering the workforce. I want to give a special thanks to Capital One Cafe and the Going Places online career course for sponsoring the kit. We are also partnering with another local organization called Success Cohorts. Later this year, we will work with them to develop a supportive cohort of our recently graduated parents as they launch their careers and navigate what it means to be a working parent. Now, before I pass it back over to Fred and Angela, I want to thank Goodwin's supporters, the staff, the board of directors, and all of the committee members, past and present, for getting us to our 115th year of supporting families. What a monumental milestone we will celebrate this school year. Our longevity and successful outcomes for families would not be possible without you and your caring hearts. Thank you for being with us tonight, and thank you for being in support of our families.
Well, and thank you, Maggie.
Yeah.
I mean, what, 115 years?
Quite a legacy.
Quite a legacy.
And still a lot to do.
Yes, and you and the whole staff of Goodwin, you're so dedicated to the cause. You know, we appreciate knowing these families are in such good, solid hands. All right, now, in honor of National Student Parent Month, and that's right, just last week, the United States Senate passed a resolution making September National Student Parent Month. Well, in honor, I'd like to take a moment to thank some early donors who are always thinking of our student parents. We're watching your gifts coming in live right now. We want to say thank you to Nancy, who started us off earlier this month with a generous $1,000 donation. Thank you, Ellen, Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Jenny, for keeping that momentum going. And everyone else, we're watching your gifts come in live, so keep it up.
All right, well, there's something we're going to kick off right now. We're going to give away our first door prize.
Ooh, boy.
Anyone who registered to attend Gather for Goodwin was automatically entered to win a door prize tonight. And the first winner will receive a surprise gift card to a fabulous happy hour.
Now, I'm looking at that list. These are not just normal happy hours, right?
No, they are not normal happy hours. These are Goodwin Connections board and committee approved happy hours.
They had to go out and do their research.
Yep, they had to do it, so
generous.
you'll know it's going to be a good one. So if you win, you'll be drinking and dining at one of their preferred establishments. Well, here's our winner.
Yes.
Congrats to Barb Batdorf. Barb, yay, so you're a winner. You're going to an awesome happy hour in addition to this one. Goodwin staff will contact you after the program. They'll get your gift card to you in the mail in just a few days.
Yeah, now, I mean, let's just think about that, how generous it was of the board to go from happy hour to find the best ones.
Yes,
So
exactly.
we could like really above and beyond. All right, well, on Tuesday, I watched you moderate this really interesting panel.
Yeah.
It was a panel with Goodwin about what it's like to be a college student and a parent. Now, we talked about this when I was a college student, I was a college student.
Yep.
And in that enough was a lot, but you know, I know that you got to talk to these two women. Would you give our viewers a little recap of the Lunch and Learn, any kind of takeaways that you noticed as the host?
Yeah, I can just tell you, we learned so much. Their devotion, the commitment to their family and school is just paramount. And after hearing about their busy days, I'm not sure how they find enough hours in the day. It's amazing. Fenny joined us from the school library in between classes. So she was just sneaking us in over in the corner with her mask on. She typically wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. to start getting ready. Sometimes she has studying to do. She lives in West Seattle. She travels to Edmonds every day, to Everett Edmonds College, to work in the IT department at school and attend her computer science classes. And then we talked to Brianna. Brianna's been in school for a bit now. She's taken her prerequisites to get into nursing school. She's passed her nursing exam, and now she is in the home stretch of attaining her bachelor's in nursing. And Finny, by the way, dreams of one day having her own tech startup.
Love that.
So I love that. And Brianna wants to teach other nurses at some point. So they have big dreams, and they're working so hard to get it done. And what I love is that they took time to give some positive advice for other parents who might be thinking about attending college to finish their degree. Let's take a look.
For those who may watch this, and let's say they're a parent and they're just thinking, oh, I would love to go to school, pursue a higher education, but I'm not sure how to do this because I'm a parent and how do I juggle these things? Is there any advice that you would give to someone who's been where you are in terms of being able to do this? Do you want to start, Brianna?
Yeah, for sure. I've been there. I know what it feels like to be debating, oh, is it worth it? How long is it going to take? And I know if you're going into nursing, there's always that question looming. Are you going to get into a nursing program? Because it's so difficult and such a hard process. My advice would be don't ever give up and take one hard task one day at a time and just give it your best shot. I know for me, it's not always been perfect. There's been challenging and difficult times, but just take one day at a time, just keep going and do the best you can. You can do it. You are worth it. Your family is worth it. And most importantly, like your child and putting that foundation is completely worth it.
Well said. Benny, did you want to add to that?
Yes, that's really beautiful, Brianna. Yeah, so what my tips is, yes, don't give up, go for it. If you're thinking to apply for school, definitely do it. It's good. You know that it's gonna better your life, it's gonna better your family's life. And what tips do I have is build connections. When you're in school, build connection with your teachers, with your classmates, form study groups, because you surround yourself with people that have similar goals as you, and they will help you get your degree. And it will make college so much fun, and it's not always just stress. These people are there to support you. So it will make college fun as well. And of course, apply and support Goodwin Connections because they're great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just looking at the impact it's had on both of you and your girls,
They are just rock stars,
I love
so
it.
inspirational. And one other bit of advice that Finney shared, she said, look, when you're juggling all these roles, nothing's going to be perfect,
Right.
and you just keep going. So bravo to them for the work they're doing. It's inspiring.
And I love, we were hearing about, becoming a nurse so that you can teach other nurses. I love just watching people pay it forward, because we were, watching the giving that's coming through live, and we see Jasmine, who's a former Goodwin student, who made a donation, paying it forward. So Jasmine, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your generosity. And, watching that panel again, their optimism is contagious. And I know we need a little bit more of that these days. So now we're going to meet a parent who was welcomed into the Family Connections program over the summer. Julie will be headed back to college this fall to complete her bachelor's in psychology at UW-Tacoma after taking nearly a year to recover from a devastating car accident where she was rear-ended at 60 miles per hour by a distracted driver. She suffered serious back and neck and brain injuries.
Wow, thanks to physical therapy and taking some time to heal, she is ready to go back to school full-time. Julie and her daughter Liliana will be with Goodwin for the next school year as she takes classes in person, and her daughter attends pre-K at an in-home preschool. Let's follow along as we take a look at a day in the life of Julie.
Would you like me to read you a story?
Being a student is challenging. Being a parent student is wildly challenging. I mean,
Good thing the mommy's there to catch up. Love is when we talk together.
I can't even imagine not having childcare.
You ready for breakfast? You wanna go make some eggs? Okay, let's clean up real quick, okay?
I'd always really dreamed of going to Ivy League school. I shone at school. But as I got older and I was kind of nearing the end of high school, I think I was a junior, I realized I didn't have a college fund, or I didn't really see how I was going to achieve that goal anyway. So I fell into almost complacency of, well, I'm just gonna have to get a job anyhow, so what's the point?
Can you grab the salt for me?
It wasn't until after having Liliana that I was able to go back to school.
Good job.
I was starting to get a little fearful when I was looking at daycares that I wasn't going to find a good one that I could afford. My advisor at Pierce College, they sent out this blanket email specifically for student parents and single parents. So before they were Goodwin Connections, they were Seattle Milk Fund, and then I remember reading about it and being like, did I read that wrong? They paid how much do they pay towards childcare and for how long? And wow, that's when I got on the wait list.
Make sure you scrub all the way in the back to get all the sugar bugs, okay?
There's a lot of mommy guilt that goes with going back to school and dropping my child off at daycare.
It's pretty heavy. Would you like me to carry it?
Okay. But I have to very consciously remind myself when that thought creeps in that this is for her also. That my education and, following my dreams, that's for her.
We're here.
I have seen parents or know parents or have had parents that are so miserable at their job, and that comes out in their parenting because they're bitter and stressed and tired and depressed and the crushing economic situation where you have to work 2 jobs and have 2 parents or a roommate. That permeates the way that people parent. If you're exhausted and sad and just, not in a good place as an individual, it's really challenging to be a good parent in those moments. That's not to say that parents have to be perfect and they never, slip up. It's just to say that I think we all, as people, engage more fully and more lovingly with our friends, our partners, and our children if we're happier, self-actualized individuals. I would have felt a really deep sense of failure, I think, to myself and to her if I hadn't been able to continue in school. And I can only speculate as to how that would have informed her future. Because I know how my parents not going to school and my parents having this mindset of your world is this big. I know how that informed my story.
My mom just spins me around.
It would just put us on an entirely different trajectory if we didn't get approved and we didn't have the support of Goodwin Connections.
Did you have a good day?
The best thing I can do is lead by example. I want to raise her to trust her own strength and ability to do whatever is for her, whatever she decides she wants to be or do with her life, that she can do that. As cliche as it sounds, really just know that she can follow her dreams. Because I didn't know that for a long time.
So touching.
Yeah, she is a beautiful role model for her daughter and for us. So
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story.
And I love thinking about, like, as the kids get older, they're really going to learn to appreciate what their parent did, what their mom did for them. So Julie, you are incredible. We are collectively sending you all the powerful vibes we can muster as you start back at UW-Tacoma in just a few days. Well, starting this month, Goodwin's 80 student parents are heading back to school, just like Julie, attending 23 different colleges and universities in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties. By the end of this academic year, Goodwin aims to have 100 families in its program, and that is only going to happen through your generosity right now.
Exactly. By giving today, you're making quality childcare and preschool more accessible, affordable, and consistent for parents. And by doing that, you're providing the opportunity for parents to get their college degree, which will help launch their careers. Our goal is that everyone watching joins us and supports the 80 student parents and their children. To make a gift to support this year's cohort of moms and dads, just look to the right and click the blue button. We'll still be here at givebutter.com. That's givebutter.com/gather for Goodwin as you make your donation. Please also note, and this is important, that gifts totaling $250 and above are going to be matched by a pool of early donors, so your money is going to go further.
I love that.
Isn't it?
People should really dig deep and take advantage of that match.
$250.
Double your impact.
Exactly. While you give, we would like to draw another lucky name because we have a second surprise door prize. Congratulations to Ann Haskell. Congratulations, you're going to get a surprise gift card in the mail to a local happy hour, and again, Goodwin board and committee approved. I want to know where these places are. Yeah. We're going to have to get that, that secret list put out.
Secret list. I mean, we saw glimpses of it at one point. So yeah, we'll just have to go from place to place to place until we run into some of the board members. We're watching your gifts coming in live. Thank you to everyone who is digging deep and making your gift right now. We're watching it. Hopefully you're throwing a fun, dancing bear or something in the chat next to you as you make your donation. We want to say thank you to Esther. Esther, so good to see you here with us tonight. Thank you for your generosity and your gift. But again, we're watching all these. You can see the virtual hug happening on your screen right there.
We feel it.
We feel it. So keep those gifts coming in. Our goal is 100% participation. We hope that everyone is inspired to help these families. And please keep giving if you have that already. But while you give, we are honored to have a very special guest with us this evening. She was the prime sponsor of groundbreaking legislation this past spring. Her Fair Start for Kids Act will help the families across Washington and right here at home in our communities. She has been a champion for kids in her career and in the state Senate. Tonight, we welcome State Senator Claire Wilson.
Hi, my name is Senator Claire Wilson from the 30th Legislative District. My entire career has been spent working to create a quality and accessible system of care for families with children across Washington state. And since coming to the Senate in 2019, my work has continued. I had the privilege this last session of guiding legislation known as the Fair Start for Kids Act across the finish line as the prime sponsor. And we know that it is a landmark piece of legislation and a game changer for families across the state. We know that over 500,000 children in Washington state don't have access to licensed childcare because access is limited. And we also know that full-time care for an infant costs 113% the cost of in-state public college tuition because childcare is expensive. And we have to support the families in our state to meet the needs of their children. Early care and education is one of the best return on investments that we can make. And I am so proud and so pleased and so thankful for the work that Goodwin Connections is doing to support children and families across the state to make sure that they can see their dreams and make sure their children spirits and their health are safe within childcare. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and thanks Goodwin Connections for all you do for kids and families across our state.
Gosh, thanks to you, State
Yes.
Senator Claire Wilson, for being with us tonight, for your support and all you're doing. We're so grateful.
Yes, I mean, really just gets out there and does so much for kids. Thank you. Now, before we move on, we want to really take a moment to thank tonight's sponsors. Now, tonight's lead happy hour sponsor is Capital One Cafe. In addition to sponsoring tonight's event, they're also sponsoring Goodwin's new student parent-focused career kit. Student parents from Goodwin, and anyone for that matter, they can get access to their Money and Life program. And anybody can request free sessions with a Money and Life mentor. They can attend workshops or explore self-paced personal financial exercises online.
That's a fantastic resource.
It is so cool, right? Because it's so important. So these mentors, they're going to look at how money fits into your life. They help you discover what steps you need to take to reach your financial goals, which is so important, you know, like learning financial literacy. It's never too late to be financially literate. And so we're so grateful.
Yeah, so thank you, Capital One Cafe. Well, we also want to thank our event sponsors for just bringing this virtual event to life. Thank you to Safeco Insurance, Seattle Children's, Alaska Airlines, and Total Wine and more. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you all. You know, if we were in person right now as we were thanking all these sponsors, we would end by asking for a round of applause.
Oh, we
So
hear
we've got
more.
a tech crew. Can we give a big round of applause for our sponsors? Is that? See, we can bask in it.
I love it.
Yes, all right, thank you.
And it's well deserved.
Have a seat.
That first virtual applause, I love it. Well, in 2019, she was named the first African American president of Everett Community College, a highlight in her impressive career in higher education. Just prior to moving to the Pacific Northwest, she served as provost and senior vice president of academic affairs at Onondaga Community College in Syracuse, New York. She began her career as a professor at Florida A&M and later at Tallahassee Community College. She earned her undergraduate degrees in history from Florida A&M and her PhD in history from Florida State University. As a first-generation student and a student parent herself, she relates to her students' hopes and dreams, their struggles and their fears. We are thrilled to have the president of Everett Community College with us this evening. Please welcome Dr. Daria Willis.
I'm Dr. Daria Willis, president of Everett Community College. Thank you for inviting me to address the supporters of Goodwin Connections this evening. Parents are busy. College students who are parents are extremely busy. I know this to be true because I had my daughter when I was a college student at the tender age of 19 years old. I was scared, confused, and I had very few people willing to help me. But thank goodness I had my mom and the spirit of perseverance and the desire to succeed. And now, as the president of a college, I have a special place in my heart for the parents who are making it happen for their families. And some of those students at EVCC are current program participants with Goodwin. At Everett Community College, we show a lot of love to our student parents. In the next year, we are developing a weekend college, a drop-in children's center. We are building a new library that will have our first children's library and student-parent study spaces, student-parent-friendly classrooms with books and toys where parents can bring their kids with them to class. We have recently implemented simple things like installing changing tables in all bathrooms, including the men's restrooms, and VIP parking for students who are carrying their books in one hand and a car seat in another. We have also added a Mamava pod as a safe and reliable place for our nursing mothers. And in an effort to create a community, our student parents have formed an official club on campus. These are all things that will make college more welcoming and accessible for our student parents. Students with young children have only about 10 hours per day left over after paid work, housework, and childcare to fit in sleeping, eating, leisure activities, and schoolwork. When you compare that to students who don't have kids, they have approximately 21 hours for the same task. We know that when student parents are given holistic supports for their families and time to study, that they have a much better chance of completing their degree. And part of how we do this is by creating meaningful connections with other organizations like Goodwin Connections, whose supporters graciously give our students the gift of time by helping to pay childcare costs, which allows parents more time to study so they can stay in school, graduate, and launch their own careers. So thank you for supporting the students at Everett Community College and all of our local schools. I appreciate it, and our families appreciate you. Have a great evening.
Wow, how inspiring, really inspiring people to give. And it's clear that Everett Community College is so lucky to have Dr. Willis at the helm. Dr. Willis, thank you. You are making your community such a welcoming educational space for students and parents and student parents. So thank you so much for being with us. All right, you know what time it is. It's time for another door prize drawing. The third surprise, by the way.
All right.
Whoa.
My little rinky-dink drum roll.
That was a good drum roll. I mean, all right. Congratulations, Linnea. Linnea, congratulations. You are our big winner. Now, we do have one more large grand prize winner coming up.
How grand is it?
Well, I will give you a hint.
Okay.
All right. I will give you a very subtle hint. This prize that we're going to give away has to do with the great state of Alaska and an airline. So I don't know if it's probably a little too obscure. You probably can't. You haven't figured it out yet.
I can't figure it out.
No,
I don't
it's hard.
know.
So stay logged on until the end. You want to see if you win, but think of Alaska and then airline, or maybe airlines plural. I don't know, but just think. Anyway, we're watching your gifts coming in live right now. Thank you to everybody who is giving. You can see we're at $37,000 and climbing. Keep it going. We want to say welcome, Wendy and Aparna and Timothy. Thank you all for giving. In the meantime, make sure you click on the sparkly blue button to donate and change lives with us. If you're on your phone, it's at the top of us. If you're on your computer, it's to your right. And remember, if you make a gift of $250 or more, it's going to be matched by a group of early donors. So, by the way, if you made a gift of $150 earlier tonight or earlier this week, you can make another gift of $100. You get to that magic $250, and all of a sudden you'll be matched. That $250 becomes $500. Amazing.
That's perfect. All right, while you get busy giving, we want to let you meet our next student parent. Raymond applied to be in the Family Connections program before his daughter was even born. So he is a dad with a plan. Just 5 years ago, Ray had no idea that his life would look like it does today. At the time, he was essentially starting a new life on the road to recovery as a college student at Everett Community College. Today, Ray dreams of one day working on exoskeletons to help people walk with robotic assistance, and he's doing all he can to be a competitive applicant for a job after graduation. As one of the older students in his program, he, like so many student parents, have to compete with younger students who are fresh out of school for entry-level positions. Ray is finishing up his mechanical engineering degree from UW Seattle, and next month he begins as a pressurized ground systems engineer intern at SpaceX. You may have heard that company,
I've heard of
making space travel more accessible.
Pretty cool.
Let's follow as we take a look at a day in the life of Raymond.
I think that I took so much from the world when I was younger, and the fact that people just saw me and were willing to help out, like, I want to not only utilize that opportunity to fulfill the dreams that they're supporting, but like also reach back and help other people that are, pursuing the same dreams. The only thing holding myself back was me, and once I, started asking for help, like, it was provided, I'm the oldest of 3 brothers. My mom did the best she could, but we had a lot of free time unsupervised, and we started getting in trouble. And we were involved in the juvenile justice system from an early age. When I was in prison the 3rd time, I saw my friend crash. He said he was on his 11th prison sentence and he was 45, and that kind of hit home for me. I was like, I'm only 22 and I'm on my 3rd, so if I keep going like this, it's, I'm gonna be him. What am I gonna do about this? I started to question my ability to take care of myself, and I was like, all right, I might need to seek some assistance, I knew I didn't have any skills. I had never really had a job, and if I wasn't gonna sell drugs and rob people anymore, then I needed to learn how to do something. I didn't take action on making anything different until I went back a 4th time. But when I got out of Monroe, they dropped me off at the Everett bus station, and I walked down to Everett Community College from the bus station downtown and went and signed up. They tell you in 12-step programs that you have a 50% better chance of staying clean if you go to a meeting your first day out. So I was like, I have a 50% better chance of going to college and following through if I go to college the first day out. I think a lot of people separate STEM and arts people. Engineering really lets you be creative. You can envision the world however you want it. I can model it and then make it, and then it's a real thing, so I like that I get to shape things, When I went to prison the 4th time, my buddy Wade was there, and I hadn't seen him since we were kids. We used to hang out and skateboard together. He beat me out, so he was on the streets first. He got shot at a car wash, and he's paralyzed from the neck down now. He expressed how he wished he could have gone to school. Since I was at the U, I was like, I make cars, I could probably make a mouse. So I just looked up how to make a mouth-operated mouse, and I 3D printed it and did some, soldering and wiring and hooked him up with the mouse. When I gave it to him, we spent an hour in him using the mouse to sign up to go to community college.
About this.
My education gave me the skills to know how to make that thing. And because I made that, maybe Wade will make something like that for someone.
Elizabeth.
I feel really grateful for that opportunity, and that's something my education's given me. Me and Althea always talked about which one of us was gonna stop going to school so we could work full-time again, so we could pay for daycare. And so when I heard about Goodwin, I was stoked that there was a program that would pay for my daycare, that we wouldn't have to stop at the rate we were going with school, and that we could finish our degrees. Is a game changer. Having that wraparound support too, especially transitioning from community college to a big university. Going to the U, I didn't know anyone, but I brought Goodwin with me, and so anytime I need just to talk to someone, or hey, I'm stressing out about this, whether Goodwin can answer it or not, there's someone there for me to talk to about it that I know that knows my story. That's another aspect of the program that I really appreciate. Sticks, stress test, that's engineering official.
Hey!
I'm not gonna have to tell my kids, I wish I would have done X, Y, and Z. I'm doing it. Australia's gonna grow up in a house where education's valued, and that it's completely in contrast to how I grew up, When people drive down the street and they see someone holding a sign or, not at their best, that was me. I thought people were the way they were because I was the way I was. but there's hope. People are redeemable. I'm a different person today. I didn't think that was possible, you know?
Yeah, I'm just speechless.
Amazing, right?
Hearing his story, all that he's been through and the choices that he's made. And then I think about it's something that was made possible by the support of people like you, people
Right.
who give to Goodwin Connections. You made those successes possible. His wife, by the way, is finishing up her degree as well, and she works at the nonprofit Youth Care.
Wow.
She is assisting teenagers and young adults as they navigate their path out of homelessness. And like he said, he and his wife could not have gotten through school without the help of Goodwin Connections. Keeping his family on track, giving their daughter, that cutie, a safe and enriching place to be, has helped keep them focused on that ultimate prize, graduation day.
Yeah, of course. And remember, your tax-deductible donation to Goodwin makes these stories of hope and redemption possible. You make these stories happen. You create real opportunities that have a tremendous success rate, as you heard. Educational opportunities for parents who want to provide for their families and create opportunities for their own kids.
Yeah, your support today ensures that children are safe and that they're offered a great start on their own educational journeys. By breaking down the largest single barrier that parents face, the rising cost of childcare, dreams are realized for both the parents and their children. It is a true win-win, as we like to say. Yes, exactly, a good win.
See what I did there?
Look at you.
That's what they did there, but you understand.
I want to mention a few more things while you donate. Goodwin Connections has a goal of raising $80,000 through the end of the month. We'd love to raise $60,000 of that right here tonight. If you donated earlier this month or even earlier today, just think about what a little extra can do. Just hit that donate button a second time if you're feeling inspired.
Yes, and we're, again, watching your gifts come in. A few minutes ago when we checked in, we were at $30,000. We're now at over $37,000, now over $38,000. We're watching your gifts coming in live. Thank you so much, Tim and Fran. Your donation will be matched. Thank you for your generosity. Everyone else, you can be matched too. Remember, if you make a gift of over $250, it's going to be matched this evening by a lovely crowd of early donors. So please, if you haven't given already, this is your chance. There are no parking fees for this event. There's no food expenses to cover today. So 100% of your donations, they're going directly toward helping families. So when you give, you're going to have two choices. You can donate once, or you can donate monthly, and those monthly gifts spread out throughout the year create a meaningful and sustainable donation for this program. If you can't give $500 right now, give $50 a month, perhaps, or if you can, do both.
Yeah,
Hey,
why not?
It's the Give Twice challenge, but those monthly gifts really do matter. They really do add up. So thank you to everybody who's giving monthly. Thank you to people making our one-off gifts. You can see we're, again, over $38,000. Let's keep it going. And of course, if you have a friend, a family member who could not join us today, please share with them this fundraising page and the recording of this live stream. We're going to post that at goodwinconnections.org after the program. All right.
I was just going to say, it's such a good idea because, for people, if you're thinking, oh, I really want to give more and I can't, that's a simple thing you can do.
Yes.
Just share it on your social media page. It's what we're going to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, now, but you were going to say something.
I was going to say, we've got a final speaker, Goodwin Connections Board Vice President Yvonne. But before we do that, we'll see if anyone figured out the state of Alaska plus an airline. We're going to draw our grand door prize. There it is, right there. 2 tickets on Alaska Airlines. Angela, you get the honors. Who wins our Alaska Airlines grand prize?
The winner is Carol Furness.
Whoa.
Woo, congratulations, Carol. 2 tickets from Alaska Airlines where they travel, so that's going to be awesome.
Yes.
All right, we want to leave you with this message from Yvonne. Yvonne was a supporter of Goodwin's mission prior to joining the board a couple of years ago. Here's why she supports Goodwin.
Hello, I'm Yvonne Mensch, Vice President of the Goodwin Board of Directors. I'm so glad you joined us this evening and had the opportunity to meet Raymond and Julie. Their stories are inspiring. Julie shows what's possible when we follow our dreams, and Raymond demonstrates the transformative power education can have in someone's life. As we start to rebuild our workforce and reflect on what we've learned through this ongoing pandemic, I can't help but think of all the other Raymonds and Julies out there. Bright, determined students with immense potential. And how that potential could be lost because of one simple thing: a lack of quality, consistent, and affordable childcare. I'm so proud to work with Goodwin Connections and to bring this basic human need to more families throughout our region. I'm passionate about supporting student parents while they earn their degrees and start their careers. And I imagine you are too. There's one thing we can all do today to help put dozens of local families on the path to financial stability, and that's give. By giving generously, you'll support a cohort of future nurses, social workers, teachers, engineers, and tech workers. You'll also give their children a wonderful start on their own educational journeys. At Goodwin Connections, we're committed to growing as an organization so that we continue to support more families like Raymond and Julie, because this pandemic has not stopped the big dreams and ambitious goals they have. It's going to take every one of us. I so hope you want to be a part of it. You can make a one-time donation or set up a monthly gift by clicking the blue donate button. To help us reach our goal of $80,000, a group of generous individuals has pooled their funds to match all gifts of $250 or more. So, let's gather for Goodwin and show student parents like Raymond and Julie and all the other families like them out there what a generous community can do. Thank you so much.
Yes, thanks to all of you for watching. Please visit givebutter.com/gather for Goodwin to donate if you have not already done that. And please share this program. We'll give you a link so you can share it with your family and friends so they can learn about Goodwin too. It's really important to share this amazing work. If you work for a company, by the way, that matches your gift, please make sure they do that as well. All right, my friends, my name is Fred Northup Jr.
And I'm Angela Poe Russell. On behalf of the student parents and their families who you supported during this happy hour, thank you for your generosity. Have a great night.